Where are you seeing the most efficiency?
Well, look, I'm always reluctant to sort of prescribe or recommend, but I'm very happy to tell you what I do.
Sure.
So I choose a gradient factor low of 60, and that's an intuitive guess about where it should be based on a fair bit of observation of various modeling strategies about supersaturation in tissues, kind of in the depth range that I'm diving in. So commonly between, my deep dives are sort of 50 to 150 meters. And in that range, that seems to be a reasonably sensible number. That's a big change from the bubble model days when we were choosing a gradient factor low of maybe 10 or 20. And my gradient factor high is usually somewhere around 70 or 80. And the 70 would mean I'm doing quite long, shallow stops. And look, that's just a strategy for trying to ensure that I'm not the one that gets decompression sickness when we're in some remote place, because I'm usually the diving physician and there'll be no one else there to look after me if I get sick. So I'm happy to do the time in the water, and that's the basis for choosing a fairly conservative gradient factor high, which drives me to do longer, shallow stops. So to summarize all that, what I've done with my own personal decompression is backed away from deep stops, gradient factor low of 60, and I still do quite long, shallow stops because I'm fairly risk averse when it comes to getting decompression sickness in places like Truck Lagoon or Bikini Atoll
Fair enough. All right. Well, Dr. Mitchell, I'm going to break us here because I definitely want to do a second part with you. And we want to cover into gas density, which is growing and growing in terms of a hot topic. Would that be okay?
Of course. Yeah.
All right. Again, Benjamin Hadfield, Teach Me to Dive. If you like this kind of content, make sure to subscribe, because Simon Mitchell is a wealth of amazing knowledge and just has a tremendous amount to share with us. And in our next lecture and interview, we're going to be talking more about gas density, which is really kind of a burgeoning field, in my opinion. And there's just a tremendous amount of divers that don't understand the implications of gas density. So again, Benjamin Hadfield, Teach Me to Dive. Thank you for contributing, and make sure to subscribe.